Hello, wonderful, beautiful people of the internet. I'm Elise. Welcome or welcome back. Feeling a little bit better than last week, so that's good. Still not 100% though, so excuse the voice or if I have to clear it. Today's video is about sustainable purchases that are not worth it because we are in the thick of like gift buying, gift giving season. So if there's someone who's like newly on a sustainable journey, or you're the person that wants to kind of kickstart someone's sustainable journey, I'm here to tell you about the purchases that are not worth it. Because let's not forget, the first part of the 3 R's is to reduce your consumption. So I'm here to tell you things that I've already tried and they haven't worked out, or they're just not as good as they're cracked up to be. So I'm telling you now, don't waste your time, don't waste your money. Reduce your consumption. I feel really good about that. Am I wearing a pimple patch? Yes, because you don't want to see what's under there, trust me. So I covered it for the masses. You're very welcome. Thank me later. And I'm so excited to announce today's video is sponsored by me. So subscribe and like this video because listen, I'm the only one supporting this channel right now. And I'm just here to like give you sustainability tips that you can take with you through life and hopefully inspire other people by your actions. So without further ado, let's get into this video, and I'm going to give you a list of sustainable purchases or items or products that just simply are not worth it. I'm first going to start with beauty items and fashion, and then work my way through kind of like household things, and then like continue that list from there. So the first sustainable purchase that if you're going on your journey you might want to purchase is recycled clothing. I have an entire video on this that you should check out and to see why exactly it's not the best, but long story short, it's further fueling demand for the plastic products in the first place just to then be reused and recycled into clothing. So it's best if you give someone like a thrift gift card to like ThredUp or The RealReal or some online consignment so that they can shop for themselves, but it's also secondhand items rather than buying something completely new but it's still recycled. So it might be like a good intention behind the gift, but it is best to just kind of avoid these recycled plastic clothing because they do still shed microplastics into the water stream, and that's really obviously not good for the planet. Cut that out. Maybe just like offer to thrift with this person or give them like cash or something instead. But yeah, that's one that I feel like a lot of people are very like have really great intentions behind, and a lot of brands are putting out recycled clothing, but it's just something to generally avoid if you are worried about microplastics, which you should be. We're eating like a credit card worth of microplastic a week. A credit card is bigger than you think. Like take it out and like imagine yourself eating that. Like that is not what I want. So yeah, along in that same kind of vein, any bamboo clothing is not it. It doesn't exist. Bamboo fabrics do not exist. They have to go through like extensive processes in order for that bamboo to become a fabric. Something different is like hemp and cotton though. That is like an okay kind of option. That's like a natural fiber. Just bamboo has to go through so much to become a usable fabric. It is also something you should steer clear from. Moving on into more beauty kind of items, I would really avoid bamboo cotton rounds. First of all, if you're using them for a toner, I have really kind of transitioned from using my bamboo cotton rounds into just using my hands. I'll like dish it and kind of like dab in my hand. Obviously my hands are clean, and like use my toners and that way. Unless you're using them for like very specific cleaning or you have a very specific necessary use for them, I would not use them for beauty purposes whatsoever. You have to obviously like clean them, rewash them and everything, and they're just not worth it. So obviously even like regular cotton rounds like just aren't worth it. But yeah, that's something I've noticed in my sustainability journey. I was like, oh, I need to get bamboo cotton rounds because I use cotton rounds. I didn't even really need to use either one, so just don't get them. Continuing with beauty, I don't recommend getting those little beauty Q-tips. I will say I really like the ones for your ears because they still scratch my ears. TMI, but the ones for beauty, I actually tried to use one today to like rub off eyeliner. They just simply don't work that well. So as much as it sucks to use like regular Q-tips, those are at least compostable if you get the cardboard ones, and you can snap them in half and compost them. So you can at least do that, but the beauty ones just simply don't work for me. Maybe there's something I'm missing, and if there is, like comment down below and let me know, but they just don't do it for me, so I just would steer clear of them. And now I have one and like I barely use it, but I have it in case I need it. Okay, more sustainable purchases you should steer clear from. I'm just kind of going into kind of like household, food sort of items that is just not necessary to purchase per se. So the first one is jars. Now this goes for whether you want it for food or for storage. You don't need to purchase new mason jars. I understand the like appeal of having like super aesthetic ones and making them all line up and match in your cabinets and all that jazz, but if you really care about sustainability, you really care about the planet, you don't need to buy them. Just reuse the ones from your food containers like pasta jars. Personally, I love the brand Classico, not only because I love the pasta sauce, but because I love the jar that it comes in. And I use that same jar for my iced latte anytime I get one, and it's cute, first of all. Second of all, I'm reusing it from my pasta jars, and third, I'm not recycling it because recycling is only half the battle. So let's say you have something in mind for like a coffee lover or a hot chocolate lover, an iced coffee lover, whatever. You could save a jar from pasta, fill it with like coffee grinds, and then like maybe like creamer, toppings, sugar, that kind of stuff, and like have a cute little jar present. So they have a reusable jar and they have like mixings for their coffee or their hot chocolate or whatever it is. But that way you're not going out and buying like a jar from like Hobby Lobby or Home Goods or Target or wherever, and you're using what you already have and what has already been produced versus continually fueling demand for things you don't need to buy. In that same vein, reusable utensils. Now, I truly thought as a sustainable person I needed a set of reusable utensils. You don't. First of all, they get gunky, they get gross. Like, I've gone through like 3 different kinds of reusable utensils. I went through like the Swiss Army knife one that I thought was super cool because it's super compact but it broke really easily. Then there's like the bamboo ones, which are just like not very useful actually. They're so dull, and even the spoon is like way too shallow, just not it. And then like just a regular set of like magnetic kind of ones that went into a pouch, and those also got like just really gross, and then they didn't wash well. So just not even reusable utensils, just bring your utensils that you have and like wrap them up in a napkin or something. Like, it's literally the same thing. Or even my roommates and I, like, obviously we live in New York City, so we do takeout, that is a thing, and we have a bunch of plastic utensils like in those pouches with like napkin, salt, pepper, spoon, knife, fork, and I will take those with me for like lunch or dinner rather than purchasing yet another set of reusable utensils that just simply will not work for what I need it for. So reuse what you got. And in that same vein, takeout containers. You do not need to buy new glassware containers that are gonna look really cute and they stack so nicely, because if you get takeout, you can use those same containers. This also goes for things that you get like from the grocery store, like butter. This is like honestly maybe even just a southern thing. Like, I know in my family we had a country crock huge thing of butter tub that we would just reuse for like spaghetti leftovers and stuff. Comment down below if you've done that too, or like your household did that too. But yeah, takeout containers are something that like might be super appealing to get when you very first start your journey, but use what you have. It is just so much better for the planet. Like, that's just the whole theme. Use what you have. Don't buy anything new if you can help it. Okay, the last few miscellaneous items. Firstly, cleaners. You don't need to buy new, exciting, green, organic cleaners. You truly can make your own with like vinegar, essential oil, and like dish soap. I've done that before. I actually have a video on that. I will link that somewhere here and down in the description so you can check that out. It's more like a multi-surface kind of like antibacterial thing. It's not necessarily antiviral and like bleach, but those sorts of things you can make for like everyday use, like glass cleaner, multi-surface cleaner, bathroom cleaner, and kind of get away from falling into the trap of like organic and green and just like generally falling for greenwashing. Like, you can make your own things, and I feel like a lot of us forget about that because things are so industrial and processed, and we're clean, we're advanced as humans, but it's like things were working fine before. Like, we now know to like wash our hands before like performing surgery. So yeah, I don't know. We've come a long way in terms of like general health knowledge, and I don't see any issue with like making your daily multi-use cleaner and like having bleach for when you like really need to do a deep clean. So that is one of the things that is very expensive also, like Blue Land, Grove, There's like another brand that are just like kind of, in my opinion, overpriced cleaners when you can make your own for like pennies on the dime. Pennies on the dime? Pennies on the dollar? Cents on the dollar? You know the saying. And lastly, this is like a really random one, but pet toys. I have bought little Emmy Claire. Look at her. Emmy. Hello. I'm talking about you, baby. I bought Miss Emmy Claire this super cute wool, sustainable, farmed, like bumblebee toy that she never fucking used. So it was painful because I was like, I paid like $10 or something for this little wool ball. I mean, granted, it's really cute to like see lying around the house, but she never touches it. Neither does the other cat. And honestly, you can use like clothing scraps as like little string toys, or for dogs, like tie it all together, knot it up, make it like a rope or even like a bone or something like that. Just don't get sustainable pet toys because they're so boring, and they'll probably just want to play with the box anyway if you have a cat. And like dogs are super easy to please, just like make them like a nice little treat or something. Last thing, and this one might come as like a little bit of a surprise, but tote bags. You don't need to go out and buy like 4 different tote bags for all your groceries and stuff. Like honestly, the amount of times you'd have to use that bag with the like amount of water and production that's gone into it to make it worthwhile is extreme. So every time you're at the grocery, I wouldn't buy a new bag. I would bring what you have that you know is like good to use for groceries. Like maybe like a one-time purchase is fine, but like personally, I have fallen victim to having like an entire closet bag filled of reusable bags, and like I know that has taken more like consumption of resources and production to go through than honestly a paper bag. And that makes me feel not great because I've kind of fallen victim to greenwashing in a sense that I am reusing rather than reducing. And like I said, reducing is the most important step. So yeah, that's gonna be all for this video. I just want to re-emphasize, like, things that you have that still work and you just want to replace with a sustainable option, it's not worth it, okay? Just don't do it. Use what you have until it literally falls apart or you can't stand it anymore or whatever, but just know that the biggest fight in our personal consumption is reducing it. And I think that's just a very American kind of unique problem with like capitalism, consumerism, extreme amounts of marketing kind of thrown in your face and advertising day in and day out. It's a lot to deal with and handle, and greenwashing is no exception, and that's kind of taking over the market. So just want you to be aware, be a bit more mindful before you purchase something that you are going to have for life, essentially. Just know that these things don't degrade or magically disappear when you throw them away. They go somewhere else, and that somewhere else is either in a landfill or in the ocean, unfortunately. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Next week or in a few days or something, I am gonna have a part 2 to this video of sustainable purchases that are actually worth it. So stick around for that video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see y'all in my next one. If I forgot anything that's like really not worth it to purchase, comment down below. I would love to see what you have to say to add to this kind of conversation, because again, I'm all about reducing, so I would love to see what you have to say. Until I catch you in my next video, don't forget to be kind to yourself, others, and the planet. Bye.